The night I decided to hike through Black Fern Forest was the night everything inside those trees seemed to hold perfectly, impossibly still. Looking back, I should have trusted my instincts, trusted the sudden silence, the feeling of being watched, the air that seemed too heavy to breathe. But the forest had always been my escape, my place of calm, and I believed the woods were just that, woods. I was wrong. I reached the trail just before sunset. The trees were tall and dark, their shadows stretching so far across the ground that they almost touched my boots. Black Fern Forest had always been known for its thick canopy, but tonight it felt darker than usual, like the sun was being swallowed instead of setting. I walked deeper in, my flashlight bouncing in my hand. I planned to photograph the forest at night for an online project. People loved eerie night nature pictures, and I'd done this dozens of times. I thought I was prepared. But the forest was too quiet. No insects. No leaves rustling. No wind. It was the kind of silence that presses on your ears, makes your heartbeat sound too loud. I stopped walking and listened. Still nothing. I took a breath. Probably just cold tonight, I whispered to myself. But my own voice felt wrong here, too loud, too sharp, like sound wasn't supposed to exist in this place anymore. I kept walking. The deeper I went, the more unnatural everything felt. My footsteps sounded muffled. The smell of damp leaves grew stronger. The air around me chilled, not gradually, but all at once, like I had stepped into a different season. My chest tightened, as if something didn't want me there. And then, my flashlight flickered. Not the usual dying battery flicker, but a nervous, trembling stutter, like something was passing in front of it. I smacked the flashlight with my palm. The beam steadied. I exhaled. Just nerves. I walked another 20 minutes before I noticed something strange. Trees ahead of me were bent. Not broken, not fallen, bent. As if something huge had pressed against them and molded them into unnatural angles. The bark was scarred, clawed, torn. My stomach tightened. Mountain lions couldn't do that. Bears couldn't do that. Nothing I knew could do that. I lifted my camera and took a picture. Just one flash through the dark. But when the flash went off, the woods lit up for a split second, and I saw something. A shape. Tall. Thin. Standing behind a tree. I froze. My breathing stopped. My pulse hammered. No, maybe it was just a tree stump. A shadow. A trick of the flash. I forced myself to take another picture. Flash. The shape had moved. Closer. I stumbled back, nearly dropping the camera. My flashlight flickered again, and for one terrifying moment, everything around me went black. When the light came back, the shape was gone. I didn't take another picture. A sound finally broke the silence. A single twig snapping somewhere behind me. I turned slowly, too scared to even raise my light, because suddenly the darkness felt alive. My legs were shaking. My hands were freezing. Something was walking. Not an animal. Animal step light, fast, unpredictable. This was slow, firm, careful. The footsteps stopped. Then something breathed, long, wet, rattling. So close I felt the air against the back of my neck. I ran. Branches whipped my arms. Roots caught my feet. I didn't care, didn't look back, didn't stop. All I could think about was getting out, getting away, before whatever that thing was decided to stop following and start hunting. But the forest wasn't letting me leave. The trail I came from seemed different. Twisted. Wrong. Every direction I turned led deeper into the woods. And the silence returned, thicker than before, as if the forest was waiting, holding its breath, watching. My flashlight sputtered again, dimming with every step. I didn't dare stop. The trees seemed to move. Their shadows stretched longer, reaching for me, touching my boots like fingers. And then I heard it. Not footsteps. Not breathing. Whispering. My name. No, that was impossible. No one else knew I was here. Aisha. I dropped my flashlight. The beam spun across the trees, revealing nothing but a blur of trunks and branches. Aisha. The voice was behind me. Then in front of me. Then everywhere. Deep, broken. Distorted like something trying to copy a human, but failing miserably. Come back. I covered my ears and ran blindly. I don't know how long I ran. Maybe minutes. Maybe hours. But eventually the trees thinned and the air warmed again. The silence broke. I heard insects, owls, the normal night returning like someone had flipped a switch. I burst into the parking lot, dropped to my knees, and sobbed. But the worst part wasn't the whispers, or the shape, or the feeling of being hunted. The worst part happened when I reached my car and saw something lying on the driver's seat. A photograph. My photograph. The one I took earlier. But this time, the shape in the background wasn't standing behind a tree. It was standing directly behind me, towering, skin stretched tight over bone, hollow eyes that weren't eyes at all, a mouth that took up half its face, and on the back of the photo, written in something dark and smeared, "Next time don't run." I threw the photo on the ground and sped away, heart pounding, tears blurring my vision. But even as I drove, I felt it. That silence again. Like the forest was still holding its breath. Like something was still watching. And deep down, I knew one horrifying truth. It let me go. Not because I escaped. Not because I fought. But because it wanted me to leave. So I could come back. The woods never forget. And they never stop waiting.